It's your host, Rebecca, for the Reddit Randos podcast. Great to be here with you and everyone. So, surprise, surprise, it'll just be me today telling you a bunch of random stories and fun. We are going to get into some random but themed stories around wedding drama, wedding shenanigans. So I just figured, since it's just me today, we're going to tell a bunch of wedding stories. And I found a bunch of them. And yeah, I think you guys are going to love these. So we're going to get just right into it because why not? You guys are here for the stories. I'm going to give you the stories. So here we go. My first story is from Best of Redditor Updates, Boar Updates, originally on Am I the Jerk? And this was posted back in September of 2025. So the title is, Am I the Jerk for Refusing to Give Up My Inheritance to Pay My Sister's Wedding? I'll say probably no, but first of all,
congratulations, well done.
To that sister. I have a new thing I'm going to play with. So you guys are a part of this new experience with me playing with an audio mixer. Enjoy or not. If it gets annoying, let me know. I just want to play with it. Okay. So it starts off as, Am I the jerk for refusing to give up my inheritance to pay for my sister's wedding? My dad passed away last year after a long illness. It was devastating. But honestly, the last few years of his life was harder than the funeral itself. I, 28 female, was the one who moved back home to take care of him. I handled doctor appointments, late night emergencies, bills, and basically ran the house when he couldn't anymore. It was exhausting, but I don't regret it. He and I got very close during that time. My sister, 32 female, on the other hand, lives out of state. She came back twice in the last year of his life, once for Christmas and once for his birthday. I don't think she's a bad person, but she definitely distanced herself from the responsibility. Her excuse was that she had her own life and couldn't just drop everything. I understood at the time, but it still hurt. I mean, yeah, you're younger than her, you're the younger sister, and you dropped everything to go back home and be with them. Even if I had, I have my family, kids and family and my husband and my whole life here. If I had to, I'd probably depending on the situation, I'd probably either try and have, if this was my dad and we lived far away, I'd probably be like, okay, you're either going to be moved here or I'm going to take a few months at a time and stay with you. Or just because it's if it's end of life time, I'm going to be there for I would quit my job. I would be there for him for however long, or have him move in with us. Seriously, I just don't think that sister wanted to have that burden on her. It's a lot of responsibility to take care of a parent, especially if they're end of life stages. So, or even if they're sick and they're going through things and they're going to need treatment and care, it's a lot. So, I would probably be hurt, and like Opie said, she understood at the time, but it still hurt. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I understand everyone has a choice if they want to be doing that or not in their life, but honestly, if it's a family member you're really close to, you're all they have, I would do all I could to take care of them the best I could. It goes on to say, when Dad passed, his will specifically left me a decent chunk of money, not millions, but enough that I could pay off my student loans and actually start saving for a house. It was clear in the will that this money was for me because of the sacrifices I made while caring for him. My sister received other things. He left her some jewelry and a classic car he had restored that she always loved, but the majority of liquid assets went to me. Fast forward to now, my sister got engaged in May. Her fiance is nice enough, but they both have champagne taste on a beer budget. The wedding they're planning is way out of their price range. Destination resort, designer dress, open bar, huge guest list. I assumed they were going into debt for it, which I thought was their choice. But then about a month ago, my sister sat me down and said, I need your help. Dad would have wanted you to use some of that inheritance to make my wedding special.
Oh no!
She wasn't asking for a small loan. She wanted me to hand over $30,000 to cover the venue and catering. I told her no. I said that Dad left me that money for a reason, and I'm using it to build stability in my life, not blow it on a party. She immediately got defensive and accused me of being selfish and choosing money over family. Nope. You don't get to call me selfish and choosing money over family when you weren't there all that time when Dad was literally dying. Goodness. Now my mom has gotten involved. She says Dad would have wanted me to share and that family comes first. No, he obviously would have given her the sister more money if that was what he wanted, but he didn't. He wanted to give that more money to OP, and she should use it how she wants to use it. So if OP doesn't agree to this, then it's not her. No one can do anything about that, which is completely fine. It goes on to say, I told her Dad literally wrote a will that reflected his wishes, and if he wanted to fund my sister's wedding, he would have set aside money for that. Literally what I just said. Mom keeps saying I'm tearing the family apart. No, you're not. They just think they're so entitled to the money you deserved. And because you got that extra chunk of money, that they just think, oh, you should give it to us because we're the ones that actually need it, not you. No, it's being greedy and entitled. My sister has been telling relatives that I'm punishing her for not being around when Dad was sick, which makes me feel sick to my stomach because it's kind of true. I am resentful, but it also feels unfair that the person who did all the work gets nothing, and the one who barely showed up gets rewarded. Some cousins are on her side and have texted me things like, it's just money, you'll make more, and your dad would have wanted her to have her special day. Okay, I'm sorry. They can have their special day and not be in debt. Seriously, they could budget their thing a little bit more, and if they wanted all those lavish things, they needed to save up more time for it. So either extend the wedding further out so they could afford all that, or budget down to what you could actually afford. Not her fault. That's sister's choice. And then others thankfully have said it's insane she's even asking. Now my sister says she won't invite me to the wedding at all unless I do the right thing. My mom is begging me to reconsider for the sake of peace, but honestly, I can't see myself handing over $30,000 just so my sister can have a fancy Instagram wedding while I put my future on hold. Still, the guilt is eating at me. Am I really the jerk for refusing to share my inheritance with my sister to pay for her wedding? I'm gonna say no. You're not the jerk. In fact, this is a huge red flag that your sister's even asking you after all that you've done for your dad. And that she wasn't hardly there for it. And yeah, when she's like, oh, she's punishing me. And I'm like, you did that to yourself because you never came to see Dad. You know, I didn't come to see Dad for his money. I came to see Dad to make sure he was taken care of. And you guys bonded a lot more. You know what? If my sister was able to take care of our parents more at their end of life, and because I was busy with my own and I wasn't there as often, and she got more money in their will because of it, Would I be a little bit hurt? Maybe, but then I would understand. She was there more and she was able to take care of them, probably sacrificed a lot to do things with them or to take care of them. So yeah, no, in the end, I'm going to be like, she deserves it. That's what she deserves to have that money because of how much she did to take care of them in the end. So OP, you are not the jerk. In my eyes, you are obviously not. But let's go into some comments. Some top and relevant comments. Stand your ground and hold your boundaries. No one needs or is entitled to an extravagant wedding. They chose to plan outside of their budget. They can figure it out. Their request is selfish and rude. Totally agree. 100%. They can budget down to a nice, amazing wedding. You don't need to have a huge amount of things at your wedding to make it super special and memorable. Nope. So in my eyes, I don't even know how long this marriage is going to last because she's so focused on how the wedding should be. The wedding should not be about how glamorous it is. It should be how amazing of a day it's going to be with literally the purpose, marrying your husband, joining the family, and becoming one. That's literally what it's about. Not about the pictures and everything else. Like, it's ridiculous. Tell her, you are right. Family comes first. Dad is family, and respecting his wishes comes first. Don't tell me what Dad would have wanted. I know because he literally wrote it down. Don't ask me to disrespect my dead father's final wishes. Boom. That's what should be told. Like, literally, you are putting family first. Your father, who you took care of and passed away, and in the end gave you that money he wanted you to have. Don't disrespect his wishes, which was to give you OP the money and not to sister. Someone else says, you're right, family comes first. That's why I made sacrifices to be there for Dad when he needed help. You chose to prioritize yourself, and you're doing that now. I don't owe you anything, and you're not getting a cent from me. Yeah, people are just going on saying like, nope, don't give it to her, say this, say that. Someone else said, right, she's using family comes first only when it's convenient for her. You are right, family comes first, which is why I moved home and took care of Dad. Yeah, everyone, boom, mic drop. Everyone's just, boom, giving her all these awesome quotes. Okay, so someone else had said, if her wedding was so important to her, she can sell her vintage restored classic car for the $30,000 she expects from her sister. OP, tell her Dad already gave her money for her wedding. She just doesn't want to part with her inheritance when she can keep hers and scam you for yours. Tell your family she got the money she needed from her dad already. She can sell her share if she's that desperate. I'm so tired of selfish, lazy siblings refusing to do their part and demanding the rewards. Stop feeling guilty. Send her an auto trader and tell her to get cracking. That car ain't selling itself, and you're not giving her money she already has. Yeah, so many people are saying a bunch of stuff. So someone had then said, not invite you to the wedding? That alone is not worth giving her anything. Someone said, yeah, I would be like, oh, okay, you don't want to invite me when you definitely are not, then you're definitely not getting the $30,000. I hope you find a way to do it, like sell plasma or sell Dad's car or something, but you weren't there when Dad died. You weren't taking care of Dad. He specifically said he wanted me to have the money. So don't even start on the whole family thing. This was about you being selfish and saying you had your own life and not wanting to be there for Dad. You reap what you sow. So there is an update 2 days later, final update. So I didn't expect to be writing again so soon, but the last couple of days have been a whirlwind, which I can only imagine. I've cried, I've screamed into pillows, and at one point I just sat in the dark staring at the ceiling wondering what the heck happened to my family. After my first post, things with my sister kept escalating. She kept sending me guilt-tripping texts, saying things like, if you really loved me, you do this for me, and you're choosing money over your only sister. I was holding strong, but it still hurt. Then something came out that I wasn't prepared for. One of my cousins, who's been quietly on my side, told me my sister hasn't exactly been faithful to her fiance. Boom. What did I say? I was saying, like, I don't even know how long this marriage was going to last because she was so focused on the wedding. And boom, look at that. She's been cheating, probably. So, okay. At first, I didn't believe it. It sounded too wild, too cruel. But then they showed me messages. My sister has been seeing a man from her job for months. I wonder how the cousin knows about this. Okay, married man. Oh, she apparently told my cousin she's not even sure she wants to marry her fiance. Oh my God! But she's going through with the wedding anyway because everything's already in motion and she deserves the spotlight after a hard year. Oh my freaking goodness. I'd like to punch this lady in the face. Like, she literally is wanting to take someone else's money to get a wedding going, even though she doesn't even want to marry her fiance. Like, nope. So stupid. Nope. If I heard this coming, and I would be fuming. Just given, like, how dare you have the audacity to want to take my money, yet you don't even know if this wedding is going to last or this marriage is going to last. And yet you're going to have this full-on wedding because you want to have the spotlight. You are so entitled, so selfish. My gosh. How are you guys even sisters? This is crazy. Okay. I felt like I'd been punched. Not because I care about her fiance that much, we've never been close, but because it shattered the last bit of moral ground she had to stand on. She's been calling me selfish, manipulative, greedy, all while living a double life. Here's the part that broke me. My mom knows. No way. She knows, and she's also guilting you. That is, well, like mother, like daughter? Oh, goodness. She admitted it when I confronted her last night. She said she walked in on my sister late at night, whispering on the phone, and when she pushed her, my sister confessed. Mom's exact words to me were, she just needs to get it out of her system. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, she just needs to get it out of her system. Once she's married, she'll settle down. Don't ruin this for her. No way. No, she just needs to get out of her system. That is not what you do. Oh my gosh. Okay. And she's still taking the sister's side, even though she is completely 100% in the wrong. How could she back up someone for this? Don't ruin this for her. No, I think someone needs to, or her sister needs to. She literally needs to go to her sister and be like, hey, I know what you've been doing. You need to go to your fiance and tell them, and even think if this wedding's even gonna go. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay. I don't even know who my mother is anymore. The woman who raised me to believe in honesty and integrity is now telling me to keep quiet while my sister destroys her relationship and another family's marriage. Also, so we can have a happy event to cover the grief of losing dad. And here's the kicker. My sister is still hammering for the money. Still saying dad would want me to share. Oh yeah, like you share your love with other people? Like, nah, no. Still threatening to cut me out of her life completely. She has no idea I know what she's doing. Honestly, at this point, she doesn't seem like your sister at all. She seems like just a POS. I'm just going to say it. She just seems like a POS right now. Jeez. Part of me wants to out her, tell her fiance, tell the whole darn family, throw the truth like a grenade and walk away. Another part of me is exhausted. I already spent years holding my dad's hand in the hospital while everyone else lived their lives. Do I really want to take on this burden too? For now, I've decided to step back. I'm not going to her wedding, invite or no invite. I won't be there. I took more of the inheritance and paid down my student loans today, and I cried when I saw my balance shrink. Not out of guilt this time, but relief, because Dad left me that money so I could finally breathe. My sister might never forgive me. My mom might never understand me, and maybe I'll be painted as the villain for the rest of my life. But at least I know deep down I'm not the one lying to everyone. I just wish Dad was still here. He'd cut through all this noise in 5 seconds flat. Oh, OP. My heart reaches out to you because this all happened this past year, and that's a lot to handle. I've never had to experience losing a parent, and I already know it will be a mess when I do. I'm very close to both my parents. I will be a complete mess when one of them passes away here in the future. I've lost all my grandparents, so that's been rough. And yeah, I can only imagine, OP, what you're going through. So you know what? You're doing nothing wrong. You're living by your morals and what you think is right. And honestly, if your sister was the best person ever and there was way more understandable reasons why she couldn't be there to help Dad as much as you, then there probably could have been a chance you could have helped her out a little bit with your inheritance. But no, she had to become this selfish, entitled witch that thought that she could manipulate you into doing this because, I don't know, I have no idea. Just the power of pressuring people and bullying you. And that's just not right. So you need to stand your ground. And is it so hard? Yes, it is. But I'm proud of you, OP. I'm proud that you've stood your ground and get rid of those student loans. Live your life. Be debt free. My goodness. So some comments at the end were just saying, you can put an end to all the guilt trippy text right now. One message to your sister. I'm going to honor Dad's wishes. I am absolutely sure he wouldn't want me to hand over what he left for me for a wedding to celebrate a marriage that's already poisoned by infidelity before it even started. Please don't make me take a public stand on why I will not contribute. I wish you a wonderful wedding and a happy marriage. Please get your ducks in a row so the marriage lasts longer than the wedding planning did. Lots of love, sister. It is, and the person goes, is this blackmail? Not really. You're not making her do anything she doesn't want to do. You're just pressuring her to stop doing what you do not want her to do. She doesn't have to go out of her way for you to not out her cheating. She quite little doesn't have to do anything. Just stop harassing you. And I agree. They're all just saying like they're toxic. Mom is enabling her behavior. Don't get sucked into this drama. Someone literally just said, phones only work if you answer the calls and read the text. Block her and block her mom. Anyone who supports a cheating daughter is not worth 2.5 rolls of pennies. If you are glued to your phone, swipe and delete the text without ever reading them. I prefer blocking them. And now that you can afford it, buy a new phone and get a new number. Selectively give out the new number to who you want. Let the old phone sit on the kitchen counter on silent. So that is the end of that story. Woo! Was that a long one? But it was a good one. It was a crazy one. Full of entitled people. Like I tell you, wedding drama, always around there. Always out there. So, but I ain't done with stories yet. We got some more. So on to the next one. Our next story comes from r/wedding shaming from 2 months ago. And it's titled, Friend Asking Us to Pay for Wedding. What do you guys think of that? That just seems kind of like an absurd request for someone else to pay for your wedding that isn't getting married. Okay. It goes on saying, I have a childhood friend who is getting married in about a year. I am a bridesmaid in this wedding. They chose a venue that is 7 hours away for the state most of us live in and is a far flight from the rest of the bride and groom's family. This place is not somewhere you can fly either, so everyone must drive or rent cars at the nearest airport, which is upwards of 2 hours away. They decided to rent a big house as opposed to a more traditional venue because big homes are popular where they are getting married. They are asking every family member and member of the wedding party to stay for the whole week leading up to the wedding in the house that will be the venue. That's a long time to ask for time off. Some people can't even take a couple of days off sometimes. A week on its own, a week on its own is a pretty ridiculous ask, considering everyone has obligations. On top of requesting everyone stays for the week, they are also asking everyone pays for their stay in the house. They are charging couples $1,200. No way. That is crazy. $1,200 for the stay and single people $600. Wow. Essentially making everyone pay for their venue. In my opinion, the week ask would not nearly be as bad if it was not a pay your own way thing. Also, I am the only bridesmaid who is single, and the bride does not want to give me a +1. I understand in most cases not being given a +1. It happens more often than not at weddings I go to, but I feel like if you are expecting me to take a week off and spend all that money, I should be able to bring someone with me. Now, I honestly think that's a reasonable ask. Like, you should... If you're going to have like this destination wedding or someplace out of like where everyone is so far away from and they have to spend all that money to get to it, then plus also stay, then be also there for a full week. I mean, she should be able to bring someone, like just someone to keep her company, especially if she has to have her own place in the house. Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly think that's reasonable. But I feel like if you're expecting me to take a week off work and spend all that money, I should be able to bring someone with me, especially considering I am not friends with any of the other bridesmaids and they are all partnered. Well, then, yeah, that makes complete sense. Like, yeah, no, that makes complete sense why you would have, I would be thinking ahead and being like, okay, which one do I want to be there but might feel a little left out? I'll ask them that they can bring a friend. It's like when you go on a trip, like a family trip, and your siblings are kind of like, you're maybe like further apart in age, and there's always been like that, like sometimes there's families, those smaller families, they're like, hey, do you want to bring a friend with you? Or like if you're an only child with a family trip, they'll ask like, oh, do you want to bring a friend with you? Like, I obviously never had that option because I grew up with 3 other siblings, so we were always together. But that's what happens, like when you have like someone who doesn't have someone and they're in this trip and they're like, hey, how about you take someone with you? That way they can kind of keep you company, during the whole thing. It's just a nice thing, especially if they have to do all this to go to your wedding. It goes on to say, they also seem to be very offended when people don't want to stay for the week, as if it is an issue, and fully expect to be making the money back for the wedding by doing this. The groom comes from a wealthy family as well, so it really should not have been an issue for them to front the cost for everyone. I mean, either he is wealthy and they're being stingy with their money because they're making everyone else do this, or they also think everyone is wealthy like them, or they really aren't as wealthy as everyone thinks they are, and they're just making that out to look like that. I mean, it's got to be one or the other. If they do not want to do so, they should have chosen a traditional venue. I find it to be very self-important and cheap of them. I'd much rather travel for a few days to a venue than have to pay for someone's venue. Yeah, I would definitely do the same thing. On top of everything, the bride wanted to have a destination bachelorette in Mexico and was super upset when some of the bridesmaids said they could not swing it with the expense of the wedding. She's mad she has to settle for a closer bachelorette, which everyone is still paying for. No, this is insane. You can't have both. Unless you are actually providing and paying for everything yourself to have what you want, you can't expect for both your wedding party to pay for the bachelorette for you, destination bachelorette, and also for a destination wedding. Like you can't have both. That's just how it goes. So that is the end of that. And yeah, no, I would totally be, to be honest, I probably wouldn't even go to this wedding. I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I'd probably be like, sorry. I mean, I would be honored to go as a guest, but I can't be in the party because I can't accommodate to all this. And being a part of a wedding party does take a lot of responsibility and time and money. And even if you're not paying for half of it, you still have to pay to go to places, pay to maybe like do the bridal shower, the bachelorette party. If you're in the wedding party and you go dress shopping, you might have to pay for your own dress as a part of it. Like, it all costs money. And if you really don't have the budget to spare those extra expenses in your budget just for the time being, it would, and you don't have a bride who is willing to accommodate for some of those things along with everyone, then honestly, you shouldn't be a part of it. That's like the smart thing to probably do. That way she can find someone else. It's hard. It's really hard. If you really want someone in your wedding, you would want to accommodate by it, but you should also respect their wishes if they can't come. So there is an update. The update is, I was not expecting this post to gain much traction, answering a few of the common comments I get. Yes, I plan to back out. So she is going to back out. I had just found out about this yesterday and everyone seemed so excited. I was confused, so I came here to rant. I'm glad most of you seem to agree with me. The bride and groom tried to sell it to us as a fun week-long vacation at a discount with lots of activities. Yeah, what do they want to do for the full week before the wedding? Like, were they going to have another, like, party, or like a bachelorette party? Like, or were they going to, I've, like, heard a story where literally they spent their bachelorette night or the night before the wedding literally decorating the place, which they were never told that they were going to do. So that makes me kind of think that's going to happen. I have reached out to the bride in an attempt to talk about it this week. I will come back and update you all with her reaction. I'm anticipating a negative one, though. Okay, so that's the end of that one. I'm going to go to her account. No, there's no more update. So we have gotten nothing from this person. This was 2 months ago, and we still don't have an update on what happened after she hopefully reached out to the bride to let her know her concerns. So that kind of, I'm disappointed. I wanted an update. Okay, so top comment says, demanding everyone stay in their designated venue for a week is ridiculous, and expecting you to just hang out by yourself the whole time is inconsiderate. What do they even expect everyone to do there for a whole week? I worry that this time would be spent doing mandatory setup and DIY for them too. See, I thought the same thing. I thought, like, there's a chance you're there for a full week and they say there's gonna be fun activities. Yeah, fun activities, making little crafts and little centerpieces for all the wedding decorations. Like, this is crazy. This is like the third story I've heard where someone like says like the family or the groom's family are wealthy, or like either one of the side is wealthy and they could come up with this themselves, but for some reason they're having everyone else pay for the expenses that they want them to do. And I think that's just ridiculous. Either make it more cost affordable for everyone to be a part of, or pay for everyone else. Like, yeah, That's all I have to say about that one. After that, I am certain that the wedding party will be working their butts off that entire week to get the house set up for the wedding. It will be an awful week, OP. Bow out gracefully and soon. Someone says it's quite obvious that the plan is to have the wedding party serve as venue staff for prep, set up, and tear down. Yeah, honestly, that's what it's pointing down to be there for a full week, and they don't tell you what the fun activities are for, and they're kind of wanting everyone to be there with their spouses or partners, and of course they don't want you to have a +1. I would say they're just having the wedding party there to help. They're using you, and they're not even paying for you to be there to use you. You have to pay to be there for probably not a fun week, especially if there's like nothing around but these big houses. I'm wondering if there's like no places to like go out and do things at. I'm not for sure. It depends on what this place is at, but it all points down that they're going to be using you. So you plan to back out was the update. Good for you, OP. I'm glad you are backing out, because honestly, I don't think it's going to be fun, and I think it's a bit ridiculous that they're expecting all this from you. Plus, you don't get to bring someone with you. That's all of that just seems weird. But hopefully you can go as a guest and figure out if there's any tea afterward. To the next one. Okay, so this next one is from 4 years ago. And it's from r/Am I the A-hole? Title is, Am I the A-hole for telling my mom's husband he needs therapy when he tried to guilt me into letting him walk me down the aisle? Okay, let's look into this a little bit more. My mom married her husband James 3 years ago. I, 25 female, was not living with my mom at the time, nor were we in the same state. So I haven't really interacted with him a lot. I got engaged during the lockdown last year. We are planning to get married when everything is safe again. I asked my mom if she would walk with me. She said yes. Everything was good. Then James approached me about 2 months ago saying he would like to walk me down the aisle, that he knows he can't replace my dad, but he loves me and my mom and would love to fill the father of the bride role so I can have someone in it. I told him my mom was filling the parent of the bride role, and that made me happy. He pushed a little, told me it made more sense for him to do it. I said no. My mom told me he had just wanted to make that suggestion because he had felt maybe I would prefer it. I didn't want to fight, so I left it alone. Then he came to me again. He talked about how he lost both his girls, his wife and daughters died almost 20 years ago, and how much it would mean for him to be accepted into that role and would give him the chance to do that with another daughter. He told me even if I don't want it, would I do that for him so he would have some healing and a chance to be in a role with someone. I mean, I feel sorry for you, man. Like, I really do. That's really hard to lose your wife and daughters those many years ago and want to feel like you could have that chance that you never had. But this isn't your wedding. I mean, your daughter, you've only been married 3 years. You guys don't have that strong of a relationship, so it's not your call. Like, I think you suggesting it was fine and giving her the choice, and she said no. So you got to respect that. Going to her again and saying, "Oh, could you just give me this chance?" That's gone too far now. You're gone too far. That's a little now it's a little cringy because now you are in this awkward position where you have to tell him no, and you're going to feel guilty for it, or people are going to make you feel guilty for it because it's a sad situation. But James should have known that he should have asked once, took the answer no, respected it, and left it. Okay. I said no again, and he told me I must be very cold. My gosh. To know what it's like to lose a father, to do that to someone who lost both his children and is reaching out and offering to do it for you. I told him maybe he needs therapy if it's so hard and he's so caught up in the loss of them that he can't see me as my own person And as someone who would want my remaining parent walk with me and fill that role, like, it's never probably smart to tell someone they probably need therapy, but I mean, it is true. I think this guy definitely needed to probably go talk to someone because old feelings were re-emerging up, and they were probably getting emotional for him. He was offended I would make that suggestion. My mom bent over apologizing after she heard what happened. I guess she hadn't known the whole thing from him from before. He's still, I want to say, salty, but he's still offended and thinks I overstepped. Did I? Am I the a-hole? And before anyone asks, my fiance and I are paying for the wedding ourselves. He is not contributing to anything. Okay, I was going to say, is he contributing? Is he helping out? Because there is a thing when some people are basically paying for your wedding. There is a part, like, not always. You should still, like, if the bride is, like, even if someone else is paying for it, if the bride decides they want something done and that doesn't involve you, whoever's paying, then you should respect it. But there's just this thing when people are paying for things, they kind of have a way to navigate things the way they want because they have a say, because they're giving you that money. And sometimes, yeah. So, I mean, whether that's just where, yeah. In that case, this is not the case because they are paying for the wedding. So, honestly, either way, they should have had their choice respected. But they're paying for their own wedding, so that is very much not the case that no one has a say in anything. Like I said before, James, I don't blame him for asking because he was just suggesting it as a nice thing and kind of like giving him his heartfelt side, saying like, oh, I didn't, I know I can never replace your dad, but I would be honored to walk you down, just like, if I had my own children here, we kind of both lost something together and we can both walk each other down. But because they don't have such a strong relationship, it should have just been kept at only that suggestion, asking OP, and then left it when OP said no the first time, literally the first time. There should have been no other time asking. Maybe the mom could be like, are you sure you don't want him to do it? And if then the mom and OP do that interaction and OP is certain and she's like, no, I really just want it to be with you, then everyone should respect that. Like, come on now. So anyways, yeah, no, you are not the a-hole OP. Now, I will say, okay, I guess the question is, am I the a-hole for telling him he needs therapy? I will say, you probably could have worded that differently. You could have said something differently, something more empathetic towards him, because he is probably having those little that grief reemerge from knowing, like, oh, I have a daughterly figure. We're not blood related, obviously, but she is in my wife's life, and because I've come with this love for you as kind of like, maybe not a strong daughterly and fatherly bond kind of, but like definitely something's there that something's come up, and I'm guessing old feelings of knowing that he's never going to be able to do this with his own daughters definitely has brought back up. So does he need therapy? Obviously, yes. No, this guy probably does need some counseling or some therapy to go over those re-emerging like stages of grief that are coming back up. But did you have to say that? No, that's probably something your mom should have literally said. Like, your mom should have said those words, like, hey, you need therapy. But you yourself, who has not had a strong relationship with this person, should have said, I know this is a hard time for you. I know that this is probably bringing up some sad memories of that you can't hold with your daughters. And I do understand your side of wanting to do this. But I want you to understand me, James, that I really want to do this with my parent and my mom only. And I hope you can understand that and respect that. And if you say it's so heartfelt and you truly try and touch him, like understand him on his side and let him know that I understand you, but I truly hope you understand my side where I want it to be with my one parent who is alive. And I hope you can respect that and go from there. That's what you should really definitely be more understanding on James' side. Like, I definitely know he crossed a line asking you and then telling you you're gotta be so cold and everything. Then yeah, no, that's gotta be. And I can't understand if the mom is apologizing for James acting this up or for you. And I'm wondering, because looking back at this, let's see, my mom bent over apologizing after she heard what happened. I guess she hadn't known the whole thing from before. Okay, so I'm wondering if she's apologizing to you, and I'm hoping that's the truth. I hope she's apologizing for him for acting out like that, and because she didn't know the whole story, and that's not good if she doesn't even know the whole story about all of it. But I mean, she probably thought he was coming from a good place and didn't realize the whole, I guess, underlining story of the reasoning why he wanted to do it. So in this case, I would just say, I would talk to the mom and be like, hey, I've tried talking to him. He's not understanding, but I really just want it to be you. Can you please talk to him? I really think he needs to go talk to someone. And yeah, leave it at that. Leave the mom to do it. So were you an a-hole for telling your mom's husband that he needed therapy? I do think you're a little tiny little a-hole. I honestly think, like, I really don't think you did anything wrong, though. I think you could have worded things differently. Otherwise, he definitely, in the end, I mean, but I can't even say he's the a-hole. Like, he's a little bit of an a-hole too for saying all that stuff to you after you rejected him and refused his offer. So, I mean, kind of like an everyone sucks here, but honestly, I can't even say that your side, you did nothing wrong. You just told him no, and he should have left it at the first time. But then you had to be more stern about your answer the second time. So it's just like, this is just sad. Everything's sad. I will say the consensus to this story, everyone voted you were not the a-hole, which OP, I really do agree. I think you're a tiny bit with saying you needed therapy. You could have worded things differently. Otherwise, I really don't think you were. I think if you had to go that far because he was still coming at you with it, then yeah, I think honestly he does need it. It is the truth. And sometimes the truth can hurt. So let's go to some comments. Top comment is, not the a-hole, my dearest cousin, JK, I don't even know why, but my dearest cousin JK lost both her parents when she was in her early 20s. When we heard the news that she was getting married, my parents, RM and V, this is like a story. Okay, so my parents had a long discussion with each other and decided they would be graciously willing to play the roles normally reserved for parents, hosting the rehearsal dinner, giving speeches, walking the bride down the aisle. So they called my cousin, and she was simply speechless. Finally, after regaining her composure, she gently told them that they weren't even invited to the wedding. Oh. My goodness. Okay. Some people are asking for more info, so here it goes. Okay, we're getting another story here. Yes, the story is real, but I didn't want to use real names, so I used Bangtane initials. My parents were always reserved and shied away from attention. They were never the type to host parties or give speeches. But when they heard that JK was getting married, they felt that she might be self-conscious about the absence of her parental figures on her side of the family. So they offered to play a parental role, only to realize that JK had never even intended to invite them to the wedding. We were close to JK growing up, but she moved very far away after her parents died, so we didn't see her often and had never met her fiancé, Jin. I can't remember if I was invited to the wedding, but I didn't go. If I had to guess, it was probably a small gathering with only those closest to Jungkook. Oh, I'm guessing to the bride. Oh, someone says, "Oh my gee, that's priceless. Way to be put in your place." Like, okay, I will say, if she moved away, very far away after her parents died, and it's been very many many years in between, people change. People change after traumatic things happen, like losing your parents. You're a different person. And when you meet someone that they're gonna, become partners in life and married and everything, they become different together. I mean, she's a different person now. So for you or I guess this person's parents to just think, oh, we're gonna take the parental roles and everything, and I think you thought a little too highly of yourself to think. Now, I think if you wanted to help with things like, hey, congratulations on getting married or on your engagement, we would love for our side of the family to host something for you to celebrate. And in that case, the bride could still be like, oh, that's so sweet, but we already got everything handled and we're going to have a small gathering, or just not invite a bunch of people, as we're going to just do this only. But to just already assume and think that, oh yeah, we're going to take the parental roles and take care of them. I mean, yeah, kind of, yeah, you got put in your place because you kind of thought too highly first. People change over years. They're different people after things happen. And if there's many years in between that, and if you guys haven't caught up with each other. So yeah, you might have been close growing up, but people change after years go by. So yeah. Okay. So anyways, I guess going from, yeah, now everyone's talking about that story. Yeah, some people are saying, now they're just talking about this story, all that person put down. Yeah, no, I can't really. Okay, so someone said, to come back to OP's story, asking 3 even after he was told no each time and then beg for her to do it for him is a boundary violation. Like I said, that is a boundary violation that he crossed the line after he asked more than once. Like the first time, I get it. The second time, okay, man, you're really, no, I already told you no. Now this is getting awkward between us. And the third time was completely out of line after what he said, because he got refused, like saying you're cold. And yeah, no, now it's awkward. And the mom should be like, okay, no, you don't get to do that for my daughter. Like, and now I don't even know if she'll invite him to the wedding. That's what happens. I mean, buddy, know your place. You've been married to your wife for 3 years. You've known this daughter for probably probably 3 years, maybe a little bit more than 3 years at the max, but you didn't have a close relationship with her. Can't really say too much. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so the next one is from another Am I the A-hole subreddit. It is from r/AITAH. It's from 11 months ago. And I just love the username. The username is dinosaur_nuggets. It's funny. Okay, so the title is, Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend the truth about why I skipped their wedding? Ew. Okay. So here's the deal. My best friend, 30 female, let's call her Anna, recently got married. We've been super close since college. And I, 31 female, was thrilled when she asked me to be her maid of honor. I helped her plan the wedding, threw her a bachelorette party, and even handled some last-minute vendor drama. Then came the dress fitting. Oh, okay. I swear, it's always something about a dress fitting. Okay. The bridesmaid dresses Anna picked were not great for my body type. I'm plus size, and I knew it. It was going to be a plus size issue. But I didn't say anything because it was her day. Like, you gotta think of everyone's sizes. I mean, that's the thing. I was a lot skinnier when I was married. Not now. Went from stick to thick. But that's just years of marriage and kids. But still. Okay, anyways. My sister and my sister-in-law were different sizes. And when we picked out dresses, we picked out affordable, and we also paid for them. But we also picked out dresses, and we did dress shopping to make sure everyone was comfortable with the look. It was a nice dress. Very simple, but very nice and elegant looking for that. And thank goodness it was a summer summer/fall wedding, so it was definitely very nice, and it was kind of outdoors. So anyways, go back to the story. I'm plus size, but I didn't say anything because it was her day. However, during the fitting, Anna made a comment like, well, at least you're in the back for most of the photos. No. What? And everyone laughed, but I felt humiliated. Girl, no, I would too. My gosh. Later, I told her privately that her comment hurt my feelings. Instead of apologizing, she said, I didn't mean it like that, but you know the dress wasn't made for curvier girls. I figured you'd get that. Then why go for this dress? If it doesn't work well for her, why would you first humiliate her body type and then tell her that, well, it wasn't made for your type of body anyways? Why would you go with that dress? Have everyone pick a similar, like, colors, but different styles. I love that. You know, honestly, I wish that was a thing when I got married, having the different types of styles, but in like the same color or like similar color weddings. Like, honestly, if I had to do this over again, I would do something like that. Everyone pick their style, but we just do it in similar colors. Love that. Love that idea. And it's whatever like anyone's comfortable with. Not everyone being like in the same outfit, because not everyone looks good in that same outfit. I totally understand. So I didn't push it, but I started to feel weird about the whole wedding. Over the next few weeks, she made other small digs about my appearance, like joking about me needing extra fabric for alterations. This is not a friend of yours. My goodness. Like, if you're not laughing, then it's not funny. So, has she always done this to you? This is not a friend. This is not your friend, OP. I decided to step back emotionally, but I didn't want to ruin her day, so I planned to suck it up. Oh my gosh, you are a better person than I am. No, wait, your 30s? Oh yeah, no. I totally say something now. When I was in my 20s, no, I was so like such a people pleaser, and I still am. But being with my this is so bad. Being with Justin, being married to him for over 10 years now. I have definitely gotten a backbone. I've grown a spine, and I will tell people, I still have trouble here and there, but if it was like my friend calling me out like that, oh no, I would call them out. I would call them out big time. So good that you're keeping, I don't know, OP. I think you really should have said something. Like, I don't care if it's her wedding. It doesn't matter. She shouldn't be treating you like that. That's horrible. Okay. The night before the wedding, Anna called and asked if I could step aside during the bouquet toss because she wanted all eyes on the bridesmaids, implying I would stand out in a bad way. So that was the final straw for me. Same here. Like, honestly, no, I was the final straw a few things back, but no, my gosh. I told her I wasn't feeling well and I didn't attend the wedding. When Anna texted afterward asking why I really missed the wedding, I told her the truth. Her comments made me feel like she didn't value me as a friend and I couldn't face being there. She blew up, saying I ruined her day, made it all about me, and embarrassed her in front of everyone by ghosting her wedding. What? Like, you were literally making the whole joke about and asking her, basically doing everything, asking her to do things to humiliate herself. How is that ruining your wedding? Like, were you just needing a punchline the whole time and you just picked on your plus-sized friend? Our mutual friends are split. Some think I should have just gone and dealt with it for one day. This was more than one day that you'd have to deal with her humiliating you. That's for sure. While others think Anna crossed the line completely. So am I the a-hole for skipping my best friend's wedding and telling her the real reason why? No, you are not, and she is not your best friend. That is not a best friend. That's not a real friend at all. So no, you are not the a-hole. You were kind, and at least you didn't blow up at her. You're better than me. I would have blown up. Or I would have at least told the other girls, like, hey, this isn't really funny. Like, what's going on? Why is she doing this? Is something happening? So I wouldn't be just keeping it silent to myself. I would be talking to someone about this. And yeah, no, I'm glad you didn't go to the wedding though, because honestly, I feel like you would have even felt worse going to the wedding and feeling humiliated by her. Oh, okay. So top comment is, you should have left after the dress fitting. My thoughts exactly. I'm not trying to be mean, but sounds like she kept you as a friend because she thought she looked better when you are together. She has done nothing at this point to prove you are friends, and any friend who blames you should be blocked and go no contact with. Underneath, agree 100%. If Anna is what you call a friend, I shudder to think what you would consider an enemy. Honestly, this point right here, Anna is looking both, if that's who you consider a friend, yeah, I agree. I would be really scared to what you think someone who's bullying or being your enemy or someone that you don't like and not friends with, because I don't care if she's like, oh, I'm just being honest with you, I'm being upfront with you, that's what real friends are. No, real friends are upfront, but they're also kind and they're sympathetic, and they're also like not trying to bully and humiliate you. Like they'll match your humor. If you don't think that's funny, then they're not going to think that's funny, or they'll shut it down quickly if they made a mistake thinking that was funny and it wasn't. But no, she didn't even apologize. She doubled down. She doubled down on all those things when you even tried bringing it up to her. So that's not a friend. A friend would realize they made a mistake and feel sorry and remorseful that they did this to you. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay, so someone says, OP, not the a-hole, lose Anna. She was never a friend. She was a frenemy. She could have kept her mouth shut and had you there, but she didn't. To anyone who says you should have gone and dealt with it for a day, lose them too. My main rule, there is never an instance on earth where I tolerate nonsense from anyone, and certainly not when said nonsense is an abandonment of human decency. You would do well to embrace a facsimile of this rule. I'm going to have to look that up because I totally blew that pronunciation. Apply this rule from the first instance and you will lose a lot of frenemies at first, which may seem like you are being a biatch, but you will end up with some real valuable friends in your life. Vileness of this nature has no place in civil society, even amongst enemies. Completely agree. This person is not nice. She's not your friend. She's your frenemy. She's kept you around to somehow always make fun of you. Always make you look worse than her. Always make her look better than you. Like, either way, it doesn't matter. She's there not to build you up. She's there to tear you down in front of her every time. That's not what friends do. So, move on. You didn't go to her wedding? Good. Move on. Don't lose contact. And yes, again, with the people that said you should have dealt with it, those people don't understand either. Lose contact with them too. It's okay. We change over years. It's okay to move on to different friends. I know she's probably been your friend for so many years. That's okay. People change. People grow distant from each other. I've had friends that I grew up with that I'm not in contact with as much anymore, and that's okay. Their lives are busy. It's not like anything bad happened. We just grew up in our own lives. I've contacted some, but I made new friends and I have a family, and that's just how it happens. So you will find other people out there for you, OP, that are way better for you, that are actual true friends, that treat you the way you should be treated, which is good. Be treated good. Okay, we're going to go for one more story. Okay, this last story we're going to be talking about is another Best of Redditor updates. And it was posted 6 days ago, but the original story took place on June 19th, 2024. So I guess I don't know if there's a new update, but obviously it came out 6 days ago for a reason. Something came up. Okay. It was originally posted to r/2 hot takes and r/am I the jerk. And the title is, my girlfriend of 10 years said she needed more time when I proposed to her. Am I the a-hole for checking out of my relationship ever since? Ugh. Like, I have a couple thoughts even on the title. Like, girlfriend of 10 years, that's a long time, depending on when you guys started dating. Did she check out too after it's been so long? And why would she want more time? Like, why would she say she needed more time? I don't know. That's weird. We're going to find out. Let's get into this. My girlfriend, 25 female, and I, 25 male, have been dating for 10 years. Okay. So they were teenagers. Okay. We got the storyline of when they started dating. Let's get into it. Prior to dating, we were close friends. We have known each other for almost 17 years now. Last month, I proposed to her, and she said she needed some more time to get her life in order. The whole thing shocked me. She apologized, and I told her it was okay. However, I have been checking out of my relationship ever since she said no. As days pass, I am slowly falling out of love with her, and she has probably noticed it. I have stopped initiating dates, spicy sleep time, and she has been pretty much initiating everything. Oh, okay. She has asked me many times about proposing, and she has said she's ready now, but I told her I need more time to think about it. Oh. She has assured me many times that we are meant to be together and that she wants me to be her life partner forever. We live together in an apartment, but our lease is expiring in a couple of months. I don't really plan on extending it, and I am probably going to break up with her then. Am I the a-hole? I'm confused. How much more time passed before she said she was ready? Did she give you a reason why? Like, I kind of feel like I need more answers or like some more like information on this. As days pass, I am slowly falling out of love with her. And she has probably noticed it. I mean, I would say she's scared because she has noticed it, and that's why she's initiating everything. I just wonder why she said no in the beginning and why she needed more time. And if she gave you a legitimate answer on or reason why, you probably should have respected that. And 10 years, I mean, you guys started dating when you were 15. 15? Am I right? Yeah, 10 years, 25. Yeah, 15. That's young. So technically, I would say you guys were probably becoming more serious when you were probably 19, 20 and dating from then on. So yeah, that's still a long time. 5 years after 5 to 6 years, maybe even 7 years, depending on when you graduated, if it was like 17, 18, or 19. But either way, you guys are past college age. You guys have basically probably started getting like kind of like a subtle area of like where your career is going. Everyone changes so much, and depending if you're still going to school. I don't know. I just feel like I need more information. But if you are going to break up with her, do it sooner rather than later, because don't keep dragging her on. If you're falling out of love, you need to talk to her and let her know, like, hey, either we get counseling and try and figure this out, because I do think we can maybe salvage this, or if not, you need to let her know, because that's hurtful to be dragging that on and still be with her. Some top comments are, if you're sure about breaking up, do it now. And OP responded, okay, I will let her know tomorrow. Oh, okay. Wow, that was like, okay, I will let her know tomorrow. We have our 10-year anniversary on Friday. Oh my gosh. To break up on an anniversary, that's brutal. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have our 10-year anniversary on Friday, and she said she has planned something really special for me the whole day, so I will let her know before then. I mean, yeah, you can't wait till after, because she's probably going to propose to you or do something super nice, and that'll just make everything it's going to feel bad either way. It's going to be horrific, but doing it before will be way less horrific than doing it the day of or after she does something amazing on your 10-year anniversary. Like, okay, I'll tell a story. When I was with my ex-boyfriend before Justin, I broke up with him, and I think he knew it was happening, and he gave me a necklace, and he wanted to give it to me, and I was like, oh no, I can't accept this because we're done. And he's like, no, I just want you to have it. And I never wore it. I never even took it out of the box. It was like a nice little expensive jewelry. I think it was from Jared's or something. And I felt awful. I think, and this is when I was like a teenager still. I just can't believe he would do that. And so I gave it to my mom, who gave it to his mom and said, please. I mean, I think they talked and they totally agreed. It was totally fine that I give it back, because I was like, I'm not wearing this because I could never wear this now, because this will always remind me of breaking up with you. Like, it was so awkward. Oh, I felt so bad. But yeah, no, that happened. I felt so bad. I think it was like a little desperate attempt because he knew something was happening. And yeah, no, I felt so bad. So yeah, we gave it back through our moms, because thankfully we were teenagers and that could have happened with adults and not me. But yeah, no, seriously, just do it. It's so awkward when like someone wants to plan something for you and something special, especially around an anniversary, and you are thinking of breaking up. Do it soon. Do it as soon as possible. The sooner the better. You'll definitely regret it if you don't do it sooner. Okay. Someone said, did you and your girlfriend have discussion about marriage before you proposed? And OP said, yes, I did go ring shopping with her a few months ago to pick out a ring. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit depressed about everything, so I just want to block this out of my memory. That's so weird. They went ring shopping together. So she knew he was going to propose, but she said, I needed more time. What was the reasoning? She knew everything was happening, so why did she not? This is so weird. So weird. Another person commented, you've known each other since you were 8. You've been dating since you were 15. This is the old lady in me talking, but neither of you have experienced much else than each other. I will say, they've been dating for 10 years. They've never dated anyone in between. So yeah, that is a possibility that maybe we're needing to. People change after 10 years. People change when they first dated as being a teenager to being an adult. So yeah, maybe they're just on different areas that in their life that they want to be. So she said, yes, talk to each other. Others have said this, but you really need to work this out. It's very possible that breaking up is the best thing for both of you. You're both still young. Don't decide to get married just because you've put in the time. Another commenter said, I agree with the other comments that not communicating any of this until your lease is up is a dick move. It's bad enough that you'll both be experiencing adulthood without the other for the first time, but you have a huge advantage by knowing you need to prepare ahead of time. Leaving her in the dark is cruel and undeserved, since it sounds like all she did was not accept a seemingly surprise proposal. Okay. I don't really... Oh. Okay. So... Oh. We have an update. It's another post. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to break up with my fiance and pursue a relationship with her sister after she kissed me at Thanksgiving last night. Am I the jerk? No, this is 17 months later after the original post. You have got to be kidding me, OP. No. No, this is ridiculous. So we came from, I want to break up with her tomorrow, to then all of a sudden 17 months later, over a year later, saying, my fiance, and I'm going to break up with her because I want to be with her sister. That is so cruel. Okay, sorry. We're going to get into it. Can't talk about it now. Okay, so I, 26 male, am engaged to my fiance, 26 female. We've been together for 11 years. Our biggest relationship difficulty happened last year when I proposed and she rejected me. You can check my previous post for more details. That was genuinely the worst moment of my life, even though she apologized in the days and weeks after and said she panicked and that she did want to marry me. I was very close to ending things. Eventually I stayed, and a few months later I proposed again and she said yes immediately, and I was super happy about it. But it's always been in the back of my mind how she rejected and humiliated me when I first proposed to her. So my fiance has a sister, 27 female. The three of us grew up almost like a trio. Growing up though, I was always closer to her sister. What? She always reminded me of my own sister who passed when she was 10. She asked me out once in middle school and again in freshman year of high school, but I always saw her like a sister, and in sophomore year, I started dating my fiance, the sister, or her sister. She was nothing but supportive and was genuinely happy for us. So yeah, Thanksgiving was yesterday and I was invited. I'm close with her parents too, and we all drank, laughed, and talked. Late at night, my fiance's sister asked if we could go to another room to talk. We were both drunk, reminiscing about old memories, and she kissed me, and I didn't stop it. The worst part was that I never felt anything like that before. Yeah, it wasn't butterflies. I literally felt like white sparks behind my eyes and this deep feeling in my chest. It felt like my heart skipped or something, like a heart murmur. It hit me so hard that even now, just thinking about it, I can feel the heart murmur. It's probably because you were drunk. I'm just saying, I mean, alcohol does funny things to you. Makes you feel more fuzzy and warm than you are if you were sober. Especially if you did that. It's okay, whatever. I asked her today if she regretted what we did, and she said, not at all. Of course she didn't. And that she was just shooting her shot one last time and would respect my decision either way. And also admitted that if I did choose her, it would be likely to destroy her bond with her sister and also the family dynamics. But she said it would be worth it for me. My gosh. Okay. So yeah, I know it's horrible, but I'm just thinking about so many emotional moments my fiance's sister and I have shared. Like when she was there for me during my worst moments, including sleeping in a hospital chair for 3 days straight after I had a major accident. She asked me out back when I was overweight, shy, and had zero confidence. I only started dating my fiance after a huge weight loss transformation, which took almost a year, but her sister never cared about any of that physical stuff. She's always been super loyal, and that kiss, I can't lie, I've never felt like that ever in my life. Would it be wrong to end the engagement? I'm not delusional about the consequences. I feel sick and nauseous even thinking about the fallout and the ruined family dynamics, but I would never have even thought about entertaining this if my fiance hadn't rejected my proposal last year. Ever since then, it's always been at the back of my mind. Oh my gosh! OP, you should have ended things a long time ago, or as soon as that kiss happened, you should have been like, nope. Ugh. Either way, if you're going to go with the sister or not, you have to end it. You have to end it. This is ridiculous. So some relevant comments. You already have your answer, and to be honest, your fiance deserves better too. It's not like you would never see her sister again if you stay with your fiance, which would likely turn into an affair sooner or later. Exactly. I don't have to tell you how effed up all of this is, but at least be kind enough to let your fiance go to heal from this and find someone that feels sparks while kissing her. Also, be ready for a massive backlash for both of you from family and friends. Another person commented saying, you and her sister are horrible people. So in that way, you're perfect for each other. Also, have the guts to own what you're doing and what you're about to do instead of trying to blame your fiance for your disgusting behavior. I mean, exactly. It's like she refused your proposal. She, for some reason, panicked. It happens. But she later, months later, accepted it right away. You guys have been together since and you guys have been happy, but because of that one moment, which you probably should have broken up with her because you were thinking about it then, now that will always be something you resent her for. And that is not something that you should always keep in your mind. You should never always keep bringing up old past things if that's how you're going to always remember things and get mad at her about things and justify your reasoning for doing bad things like this. Okay, well, if my fiance hadn't turned down my marriage proposal the first time, I wouldn't be cheating on her with her sister, and I wouldn't be about to tear her family apart by leaving her for her sister. It's all her fault. Clearly, your fiance was right to tell you no the first time. Her mistake was saying yes when you asked again. A boom. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, we have another update for this post, this last post, 2 days later. Hey, so only posting this update because a lot of people were asking for an update. This will be my final update. So yeah, sadly, I don't have a great update. I broke up with my fiance yesterday. Either way, there was never going to be a good update because you were being disgusting. Okay. So, I broke up with my fiance yesterday, and yeah, she was expectedly shocked and sort of panicking, etc. I felt horrible seeing her cry like that and seeing that reaction, and she kept asking why, and I told her that I don't think we're meant to be together and that she deserves someone far better than me. She was kind of wailing and stuff, and it broke my heart. Well, yeah, because this came out of the blue, and you don't even have the guts to tell her, I think I have feelings for your sister. Like, I know that's horrible, but yeah, no, she's going to find out eventually, and that's going to tear her, it's going to break her trust in all of you guys. Like, ugh. So obviously both of our families are shocked, especially because we just had Thanksgiving, and they asked a lot of questions about the wedding and our future plans and even baby names, etc. So yeah, everyone's pretty shocked. I didn't really want it to become this big of a drama, but it sadly has become a huge drama, and everyone is speculating what happened. I met my fiance's sister last night for dinner, and we both realized the gravity of the situation. We spoke at length, and I told her we should probably take some time and space and take it slow, maybe wait a few months, and she said she was willing to wait however long. She recommended that we can move to a different state. We both work remote, so that works in our favor, and we can choose any state we like. I asked her many times if she was sure and if she had any regrets after seeing her sister's reaction. And she said she loves her sister and that the situation obviously sucks, but that love is love and that the love we have and the deep connection that we have is very rare. And now that she has had it, she would never let it go ever till she dies. I'm sorry, I'm getting very choked up reading this. This is just like, so sweet. Oh, goodness. I got those heart flutter feelings again. And this time I was sober. And we didn't even kiss. It was just her words. So that's probably my final update. Thank you for all your advice. No! Your advice. Our advice for you was to be truthful. And yet you were still not truthful. What is it? Someone says, I wonder how long it's going to take him to figure out that those heart murmurs are just adrenaline from doing something taboo. I was like thinking like, oh, you're drinking, you're under the influence, plus you're cheating. So you're going to be chalking up all that like, oh, this feels so amazing because literally everything you're doing is wrong and your body is telling you that. And yet you're masking it with alcohol and it makes it feel like it's great. That's why you're feeling different. Sorry, I'm getting really... I don't like how that story ended. That was awful. Oh man, that's just so crazy that I seriously wonder how long the sister and him are going to last. Because they're already starting off the relationship on such a horrible, you're starting off on such a rocky start because, of course, you're still connected with your ex-fiance because her sister obviously is in the family. And if you guys get married and want them to be included and they refuse, you can't get mad at that because you knew, like you said on here, you're going to blow up and tear everything down in the family dynamic with your sister or sorry, with the fiance's sister, with the family. They're all gonna side with fiance because she did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong. OP, I hope you get your ducks in a row, and I hope you figured life out. And honestly, it's probably good that you take some space with the sister and time before you even start anything. And I really hope you come to realize that maybe you shouldn't start anything because it was wrong. But what do I know? I'm just... Yeah. No, I know this isn't right. Honestly, I think anyone could tell you this isn't right, how you should start a relationship and how you've ended your last one and started a new one. And this is how it's going. So I want to see you in the next year and figure out where you are in life with the ex-fiance sister. But good for the ex-fiance. She lost a man. I just hated that he's still somehow roped into the family. I don't like that at all. She should get a clean break from all this. And I feel bad because once she finds out, she's going to be broken. You guys are at least young enough that she can still find a true, loyal, and confident and strong man out there someone out there. She'll find someone out there who's going to treat her right. Okay, guys, those are my stories for the day. I hope you enjoyed this wedding drama saga, I guess. I mean, I think randomly every once in a while, I think I'm just going to throw out some wedding drama stories out there because there's so many of them. I actually still have like a ton more in a folder in my emails. So like, boom, I'm going to keep coming at you every once in a while with those random ones. Just some fun time. I know we're getting into we're in the holidays. I hope everyone's having a great time with some family get-togethers or friend or work parties. Those are all fun and everything. So everyone also with the cold weather wherever you're living, hope you guys are not getting sick and keeping up on those vitamins and those nice strong teas to help you. Whatever remedies you have. But I hope you guys have a wonderful and happy holiday, and I'll talk to you next week. See you later. Goodbye. Bye.
Pew, 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 pew.